The good thing is we found a slope which at last gets us on relatively, well, eye level, just about. Congratulations, Toto. Another 1-2 as it stands at the moment. Let's start with Lewis. What a fantastic effort. It was a strange old race, wasn't it? Kind of spoilt by the safety car to start with, but it was magnificent from there on in.
Yeah, from then on it was brilliant. Lewis just pulled the gap. Great driving in those first laps, tricky conditions, and then he just managed the gap throughout the race.
Looks like you managed to escape without having to issue any orders this race, Toto. Well, massive relief there for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be saying that I'm not relieved. I take the result like it is.
Well, what about Nico? Obviously, he had his issues. Does something have to change from the FIA to allow you to help the driver out? Or is there got to be an issue where it's got to be strategized for the right messages to go out?
I think the basic idea of limiting the driver communication to not coaching them and not making them look like remote controlled is good. But maybe with these technologies and the amount of electronics, it should be allowed, at least when there is terminal failure inside or when the driver can't cope with the electronics anymore. But the FIA needs to decide, and we will certainly discuss in the strategy group.
So what's your take on it? Because Nicky was saying he thinks that it's within the rules. We just had Christian Horner up there, but he would saying that he thinks that, you know, under the current regulations, perhaps there should be a penalty. Are you expecting one from the stewards?
Yeah, I think he got the regulations wrong. In terms of the way he's interpreting.
Christian did.
Yeah, because if you have a terminal failure, you can act. Now, I wouldn't preempt what the FIA stewards decides, because they could decide either direction, and that is their call. But I think if you read the regulations like they are, it should be fine.
Toto, I mean, if they come on the radio and say, like, it's hammer time, for example, is that it giving driving instruction, do you think? I mean, telling the driver to push, you know, at a certain point in the race. Is that allowed?
The question is, where does it start and where does it end? And I think this is why we should be opening up a bit. But I guess the FIA has taken those decisions for a specific reason, and that was to restrict it and make it more unpredictable, and they've achieved that.
Do you want it? Do you want them back, where you can actually tell the driver what to do to get the car to the end?
I would want a tiny bit back. If there is a technical problem on the car, yes. If you coach the drivers, no.
All in all, a great weekend, obviously extending your lead over those behind. Ferrari look like they're in a bit of a worrying decline for them. It kind of takes the heat off you a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it was very difficult for some of the teams. You could see that Ferrari struggled a lot in the beginning. Certainly the spray was difficult for Sebastian to handle, and also the Williamses had a difficult day today. So interestingly, if you get the tyre in the right window, you go, and if not, you're just all over the place.
You're more concerned about Red Bull, really, aren't you? I mean, actually, their performance is getting better and better, isn't it? Closer to you guys.
Looks like they are